ripple must and will one day return to its point of origin. Negative emotions are a natural part of this world. They are neither good nor bad in and of themselves. If they can be transformed into art, creativity, or service, their power is awesome. However, most people are just ruled by their emotions. And whenever you project negative emotion onto another being, you dishonor both yourself and the other person. The next gene key that we get into is 23, and that's the communication gene key. So this is really key to hear this. Really key is that, again, Richard Rudd was saying, there are neither good nor bad emotions, right? Emotions are just energy in motion. The way we decide to filter them makes them good or bad. When you have a negative emotion and you use it to transform, use it to create art or poetry or service, then that negative emotion is powerful, right? It's utilized for the good of the world. But most people are just being ruled by their emotion. They're being triggered by their emotions. And then they're saying, don't trigger me. And they're bouncing around in this world waiting for the next person to trigger them. And they're letting themselves be ruled by that emotion. And whenever you project your negative emotions, so if you've been triggered, right? You're walking around wounded. Like, think about it. When you skin your knee, when you hurt yourself, what do? You walk around and you protect that part of your body because you don't want to hurt it again, right? And so you're walking around the world protected, guarded, and it feels like when you do that, you just more likely to get hurt even worse. You always bump that painful part, right? You always end up hurting it again because you're so focused on not trying to get it hurt. And that's the law of attraction, and that is what you focus on, you get more of. And so if you're focused on not getting hurt, guess what? You're going to get shit kicked out of you. You're going to be wounded all over the place. You're going to attract people to say the wrong thing to you. The gift of this 22nd gene key, and remember the 22nd codon, 22nd gift is a receiving dish. So it's walking around picking up vibrations anyway, right? And so it's picking up all of the vibrations of the atmosphere and the words and everything else around you. And then it's bringing it into your system. And it's, certainly I'm sure triggering all of these other different keys in your body. But whenever you project negative emotion at another being, you dishonor both yourself and the other person. Dishonor is the shadow side of the gene key. It's the flesh side. Substituting any state or emotion in favor of sweeter frequencies is also dishonor. What's that mean? I'm not going to feel angry. I'm going to feel grateful. I'm just going to ignore that anger and I'm going to feel happy. And I'm going to put on some happy music and I'm going to ignore that feeling. I'm just going to ignore it. It doesn't work that way. You have dishonored again. You're freak because it's there for you for a reason. You're distrusting yourself. You're distrusting your feelings. And every feeling, mood, or thought was placed there by God for you to trust in. not necessarily just to trust in the feeling, mood, or thought, but understand that it is a process. Trust is an internal process that requires great courage. So one of the tricks of the 20-second key is to try to just change or fix your mood rather than allow it to pass through. And that's the key, right? I've done that so many times with trying to ignore it, doing my gratitude, doing my affirmations. I am patient. Well, no, you're not, Grandma. You're not being very patient. I'm trying to slap a Band-Aid on this. I'm not trying to feel this. I'm just trying to slap a Band-Aid on it. You know? I'm so, instead of feeling the anger, feeling the fear, I'm just going to throw out an affirmation, throw out some gratitudes, put on some happy music, drink, have a bottle of wine, smoke a cigarette, eat some chocolate, eat chips, eat. Scroll through social media, try to get triggered some more. Watch TV, binge watch Netflix. When you're doing that, what you're trying to do is change your mood, trying to ignore it, rather than allowing it to pass through. And what you do when you do that is you dishonor yourself. And when you dishonor yourself, you hold on to that negative emotion, and it's automatically, you're already triggered. The next person you run into, you're probably gonna trigger them. It's dishonoring. What we need now, friends, is some grace. Give yourself some grace. Understand that when those things come into your life, it is God. Understand that. I mean, when you grasp that, right? Really, really fully grasp that. That when the shittiest thing in your life comes into your path, know that is God coming to you in the flesh to say, here's my grace, darling. Do you feel this? Because this needs to move out of you. Because it's trapped in your DNA. Because you're not dealing with it. That's God bringing it up. It's turning up the heat so that you can be refined. You do not reach higher states of consciousness without first pressing through your own suffering. So, this has been long. I need to figure out how to edit stuff. So, sorry this is so long. There's so much stuff to unpack on this 20-second gene key still. But what I want to encourage you to do right now, in my one last piece of notes that I have here, is accountability equals responsibility. Accountability equals responsibility. You take responsibility for your own stuff. Gosh, my arms are getting tired from holding this. You take responsibility for your own stuff when you choose to be accountable to other people for yourself. So, you're looking for an accountability group. I'll have to start one somewhere. Sorry, I'm just now thinking through this. Bad, isn't it? I'll start an accountability group somewhere. I'd like to say I was going to start on Facebook. That was like automatic, but this chick's getting off of Facebook. I don't like censorship. I'm massively opposed to censorship. So, anyway, so I'm almost at 45 minutes here, so I'm going to let you go. I hope you have a fabulous day. I love you. Be encouraged. I'd be happy to know if this lesson helped you at all, if anything resonated with you, if you have any questions. There's probably a million questions. And certainly tell me if my rambling was coherent or not. Love to you all. Bye.